He doesn't know how to treat animals.
Peter.
I'm sorry, you literally
Cancel
were like...
third act, Peter. Cancel third act. Yes.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Third Act Thursday. Today we're going to be reviewing New-sies from the Camille Playhouse. We're super excited. We got to see the show the past week. We saw both performances that they had on Sunday, and it was truly such a fun time. And it was so cool to see all the different things that each performance did. Alright, so let's get right into it. A little history about New-sies. It first premiered on Broadway in 2012, and it closed August 24th, 2014. But it's based on the original film from 1992, which was also a musical, I believe, with Christian Bale, so you should go look that up. Also, they also made a film version of this for Netflix. So it was on Netflix for a few years, but they took it off, unfortunately. RIP.
It's not.
No,
No.
it's not there anymore. It used to be on my list, and they took it off, and it's not there anymore.
I bought it on YouTube.
Oh.
Lucky girl.
I'm sending Conrad away. Oh, you pissed on my tacos. Anybody? Oh my gosh. Everybody sit down. If you can guess what movie that's from, you get the first free merch we drop.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the technical elements of the show. I thought the costumes were very well fitted for each character. I felt like for the most part, they were all really cohesive. I didn't feel like there was one piece that was like maybe out. I think personally, I think it would have been cool to see all the hats be kind of like a neutral color.
Me too.
Because I did feel that the ones that were not a neutral color did stand out more.
Yeah.
But it didn't like.
Throw you off.
It wasn't like an eyesore, but
Yeah.
like a lot of times I found myself looking at those people because of the hat they were wearing, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, everybody was pretty, like, they all really stood out. I guess I find distracting things in stuff like that, but that was the only note that I had about the costumes. But as far as the whole get up, hi Parker. I think it was pretty great. I thought the costumes were really well, and they were very comfortable enough to move around in. At least that's the way it looked.
Let me talk about the set real quick. I liked what they worked with. I really did. I liked the levels that the set gave the performers, because there was different parts of the stage that were elevated and they could get on and dance on, and it was cool. It was cool to see all those levels like put together, and I don't know, it was cool.
I felt like they all did a pretty good job at like not standing in a line or like it looked natural, like you know, like we were actually in New-sies Square.
I like the tech side of the show in comparison to Cabaret, because they were both different types of different types of tech, but I loved both of them. And I think Cabaret, like I said, the lights told their own story throughout the show, because the show leans itself to that. It's all about the drama, it's all about the spectacular, you know what I mean? But with New-sies, you're telling a real story about real people, so you have realistic lighting, and that's what I liked about this show. Because I didn't feel like there was a moment where the lights took away anything from the show.
Oh, she's being nice today. Never mind.
Alright, so let's move on to the performance elements of the show.
I do want to say something about the performances. Something happened this time around that has never happened to me in a show. There's something special about everybody on that stage.
Yeah.
I was holding on to every single word that they said. Both of you know me. Both of you know that I forget everything, and I don't follow along with conversations. I was following along to every single word that they were saying. I was holding on to everything, every song. Like, I just wanted them to do it again. You know, like, it was something special.
I think for me, vocally, this show was, I think this show was definitely top tier. I feel like it was close to perfect for me. I mean, there was moments, especially in the second show we saw, there was moments in that one that I was like, this is the soundtrack. Like, there's no way you can't tell me that they're not playing the New-sies soundtrack back there and all these kids are just lip singing. And the only reason I knew that they weren't is because we were sitting so close and I could hear everyone singing. And I was just blown away by the vocals in this show, because it literally just was so captivating. Like, I could not look away. Like, I couldn't look away. I wanted to hear more, and it was just breathtaking to watch.
And I think one thing about this show that doesn't happen to me, it really does not happen to me, and it happened to me in Cabaret, but with the lights. But in this one, I found myself not looking at the principals, not because they're not great, because they were all superb, but because the ensemble was so strong too. So there was moments, like I know when Campy's sleeping on the second performance, when he's sleeping on the thing and the whole arm thing is happening,
And
I
Oscar's
wanted to
holding
look
on to his-
at Campy.
Yeah.
I wanted to look at Campy and Oscar.
Yeah.
And there's stuff going on over here. So with this show, I just enjoyed that no matter where you were looking, like it was a 360 experience.
Yeah,
when
everybody
on
was
stage.
doing
It was
something.
incredible. It was incredible. Probably my favorite of the summer. Oh,
Ooh.
right next to Cabaret. So hello.
There was never just someone just standing there.
Yeah.
They all
That's
had.
what I loved about it.
They all added their own little like quirks and mannerisms and little conversations that they had
I feel
while
like
things were going on.
I feel like some of them were being themselves on stage,
Yeah.
and they were
Yeah.
just like messing around.
And I mean, going back to what we said time and time again about the Camille, like these people are a family, and you see that. Like it's just so natural to them, like how they're able to just be with each other, like like it's just so great to watch.
Oh, and side note, I don't know if y'all noticed. I think I tapped one of you, but Campy, he was standing. Oh my god, I don't know what song it was, but he was standing next to, I think, Isabella.
Okay.
Okay, he's standing next to her and he went like this, and I was like, oh my god. It's Cabaret. It's Cabaret.
Oh my gosh.
So there were little parts where I could, oh, okay, this is his personality. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
consistent. You know
Yeah.
what I
It's
mean? I enjoyed
personality.
seeing that.
Yeah.
I like when an actor is able to merge like who they really are and who they're supposed to be in the show and then put them together. I think that's awesome.
I think going into the acting portion of the performance elements, I think for me, like if I have to talk about someone that really stood out to me, it would really have to be Golbanu. I think. To me personally, I think she's just a phenomenal actress in general.
Yes.
But I think this role was something that she could relate to. And I think she really showed that a lot in her performance and how she delivered the lines and just all her comedic timing I loved so much, which I love in general.
She looked like she was having so much fun because there were moments where like if they were all dancing in an ensemble. For example, what's the name of that song?
King of New York.
King of New York. She would randomly like do like a little
Like a laugh.
like a laugh or a yell. Like she was having fun.
Yeah, those moments really brought me into it. I think.
Me too.
I think they added that little bit of like flavor. I think it was cool to kind of realize that not only are the actors having fun on stage, but the characters are having fun doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
And
I liked Golbanu a lot, but one person I feel like just stuck out to me, plain as day, was Toby. And the reason I say Toby is because with him, I felt like there was a fine line, and he straddled it perfectly, between impersonation, because it's hard to not play Jack Kelly like Jeremy Jordan.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to play Jack Kelly like Jeremy Jordan. But I knew there were parts that were just Toby, and I knew that there were parts that were just just Jeremy Jordan, and he put them together so seamlessly that it was impossible not to be impressed.
Yeah.
So with him, like, he really stuck out to me, but Golbanu, man.
I think-
The laughs, the same thing. The laughs with her is what got me.
I think their chemistry on stage was something that was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
The chemistry between Brandon and Toby
Yeah.
was
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, I
And
like that a
between
lot.
Toby and Mickey.
Yeah.
Like I was so, oh my goodness, like I had a smile the entire time.
No matter, like, because obviously us three, we probably all have different opinions about who our favorite was or who you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing about the show. It just literally depends on what seat you're sitting in and what you're looking at the right time. Because if you're looking at Toby, then Toby's gonna be your favorite. If you're looking at Golbanu, Golbanu's gonna be your favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is my favorite show of the summer.
I would say
Yeah.
that too.
It's mine too.
Like
next to
hands
Cabaret.
down. And if I go through the Camille list that I've seen, this is like next to a chorus line, if not above a chorus line.
I think both shows were fantastic.
But seeing
I-
their growth from
Yeah.
a chorus line to this, it's insane.
I think the Camille is on its way to like a golden era. I think,
Yeah.
because these shows are really just pushing and pushing every single time. They just go further and further and further, and I honestly cannot wait. And to even say that we're gonna be a part of their next production really just
I had to break my
it's
back.
exciting.
I had to break my back.
It's exciting, but it's also so nerve-wracking in the sense that like these people and this company has such a legacy, and I mean I would love to uphold that. Like I would love to do that justice because
Me too.
this place is such it's home to a lot of these performers, and I just want to, I don't know, respect that a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about our favorite songs. I'll go first because
You're gay.
all right. No, I honestly, honestly, like, this was hard. All right.
No, keep going.
All right. This was really hard for me because I thoroughly enjoyed every single song that I heard. But I did narrow it down to a few, and then I had to pick one. So, my favorite song was the Watch What Happens reprise. I thought the harmonies in that were perfection. It's, for those of you who have seen the show, most of you have probably seen the Mac High New-sies version.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the one with the 4 characters, Davy, Les, Jack, and Catherine. And it's when they're getting Jack to come talk at the rally. That song really got me. I just couldn't. I mean, all their voices together were just beautiful.
My favorite song was Once and For All. Yeah. Okay. That's just my favorite song. Period. Out of the whole song.
No,
Yeah. But when I saw it, Toby and Cappy, they both did it. The first few notes are what had me. Like the ensemble, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But they just sucked me in. If it wasn't Once and For All, it would be Santa Fe. Just because it was just so perfect, intimate, amazing, astounding. But I was taken aback by the vocals, not only on him, but on all of the ensemble and Campy, of course, when we saw his performance. But I really appreciated that song and that they did it justice, and even more so. So yes, that's mine.
My favorite song has to be Carrying the Banner, because this was when we got introduced to all the New-sies, and I cried both of the times that we watched it. I don't know what it was. All of you that saw me going down the line saw me bawling, but the fact that I was crying from Carrying the Banner all the way to Once and For All says something. I am so impressed by everybody's vocals, the way that all of you introduced yourselves into this incredible show, and you...
I just had a flashback. Aldo. Okay. In that song.
Yes.
In every song that Aldo was in,
Yeah.
I just wanted to look at him.
His acting...
His facials, his body, like his mannerisms, whatever, everything about him on that stage captivated me.
Me too.
The whole show. There was times where I was like, I know I should be looking at Toby right now, but I can't. I have to look at Aldo because he was just freaking phenomenal. Okay,
He
continue.
was.
Sorry.
No, I agree. I think that's one of the reasons why I like the song a lot. The fact that everybody had like their little introduction, and his was the first one, and having the first introduction is not easy.
Yeah.
And starting that song is not easy because you have to captivate the whole audience, and you did it.
Yeah.
You really did.
And I think one thing about him was his body language, his facial expressions, everything was like intact. Like everything was one.
He was a new.
Like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was almost as if he just like stripped his entire personality and became that character.
Yeah.
For that 2-hour slot, and I think that's amazing when someone's able to do that, because that truly shows the level of talent and the level of appreciation you have for the art, because you know that how much work it takes, and how much you have to do to get to that point.
I want to give an encore talk to one of these songs. The bottom line. The bottom
It
line.
was so good.
I cannot believe he did that song. No mic. Fully, like, his voice is so rich and beautiful, and like I don't know how else to describe his voice. Brandon is just
I think
His
something
voice is
else.
honestly-
I'm sure he does opera because I can hear it in his voice.
I think silky would be a word that I would use.
Brandon's
Honestly, he's
voice.
probably one of my favorite voices in this show.
Yes.
I think it would be like Toby, him, and then freaking Aldo, bro. I don't know. Aldo just had me.
I think I don't know, like I really do think that his voice was very well suited for this character.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
For
very
Pulitzer,
proper,
yes.
and it gave me the impression of money. I mean, like, it gave me the impression
Rich.
of, like, rich, elegant,
That's
top
really
tier. Yeah, like, I felt like he was great for that
Yeah,
character.
he was awesome.
So now we're gonna go into our diamond in the rough. Now, this was very hard for us to decide on, just because we all had different ones, but for the right reasons.
Mhm.
So everybody pleaded their case, and everybody had good points. Like, it was really, this was probably the toughest show that it took for us to decide on one.
And the thing is, we discussed, after we saw the first performance, we discussed it and we had some in mind. And then we saw the second performance and it completely derailed everybody, and we all had different ones again, like differently.
Yeah, so we sat down and talked about it, and we were like, well, we don't have to pick one. So
Or two, or three.
So we picked all of the newsboys and women. We picked all of you guys because honestly, there was not. You guys stood out as an ensemble. Like, I feel like
Yes.
there was never one that I was like, okay, let's look at the other people. Like, it was everywhere we were looking, there was something good to look at.
Yeah.
There was something good to look at, and everybody knew what they were doing. Everybody knew where they were supposed to be. Everybody just, without everyone, that show would not have been what it was.
With me, I think the reason I agreed, because it was you who said, right? Yeah, she was the one who said New-sies in the first place. The reason I agreed is because there wasn't a part that they were lacking. Like, the dancing did not go away when they were singing, but neither did the acting. There was nothing that I would have asked any of them to do differently. And to say that about this show, which is one of my favorites, it ranks very high on my list.
It is one of my favorites.
I don't understand. Like, they killed it. And not only just the New-sies, the whole freaking cast killed it. It was so hard to even say that it's just the New-sies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it literally just blew our minds. We were speechless. And I think it was such a perfect way to end the season and show everybody watching, like, just wait. Something's coming.
There's a reason we drive out there.
Yeah. And this is why.
You guys are
I wouldn't make that drive
worth
for
the
anybody.
drive.
You guys don't understand. Like, to those of you watching that have not gone to see a Camille show, I strongly advise you to go see at least one.
West Side Story.
Okay.
Big plug.
Plug.
They're in it.
Plug. But I'm just saying, just go see one. We'll post their season again on our page so you guys can get, like, all the
Or go
the details.
audition for one.
Yeah. And yes, it is a drive, it is, but honestly, like, you're gonna come out a better performer, you're gonna come out a better actor, and you're gonna come out a better person, because these people literally just spread love like butter.
Okay, I think we're done ranting about the Camille Playhouse and how incredible it is. Don't forget to go check out My Fair Lady. It opens today, Thursday. Happy opening. All the information will be right here and down below for the dates and the times. Admission is free, so go watch it.
But get there early because you may not get a spot. Or
That's true. That's true.
But also, all the information for the show will be on our Instagram page and all of our social media as well.
And big side note, I was in this production, and then I got into a car accident because I'm dumb. So I had to drop, but they're phenomenal. Everybody in that cast, Joshua, Stephanie, Joe, Prince, everybody in that cast is phenomenal, and it's totally worth going to see it. So please go see it.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We really hope you enjoyed it. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Bye. We're almost done.
Yes, I do. Raspa?
Yes.
Raspa?
Yes.
Josh, Raspa?
I have cash. I'll pay you when you get here.
Oh my god, did you just kiss me?
No, I did not kiss you.